Alright, what I had done, I had this off, which means I had to loosen the tank. This side off, this side off. However, to get this off, I had to take these off because there's a bolt that goes through this bar into this. Well, the only way to get to that bolt was to take this and that off. So when I put it back on, I drill a hole in it so I can put the bolt right in there and I don't have to worry about it again. So if I need to take anything off, I just got to undo a couple bolts and away it comes. So meanwhile, I had it all off. Gas lines were checked. I turned on the gas valve and watched it run out. We got good flow. All that's good. Carburetor was filthy, both externally and internally. And inside where the ball, or you know what I mean, float, the level, that was kind of dirty because I took the bowl off it when the carburetor was still on the machine, and the bowl had a lot of crap in it. Well, apparently it was all up in there as well, so a lot of shit came out of that. So the carburetor is like in really good shape right now. I haven't checked the plugs or anything. The plug, only because I cleaned it up really good. It was still good, still had, continuity, current, and I sprayed some crap inside the cylinder just to help clean up any carbon that might have been in there. And what I sprayed in there loosens everything up basically, so it'll hopefully burst out of there. But I did throw air in there and the vacuum to take out anything that may have been laying around in there, so I didn't have to worry about that too much. The oil, I checked it the other day after it ran for a few minutes. I think I told you it was running. Yeah, it's right there. There it is. Once you put oil in it and a new filter on it, after you run it a minute, you want to shut it down and check it because, the filter is going to take some of that oil in it. It tells you in the book how much it takes with or without a clean or a new filter. But anyway, I went through the whole thing again, a little bit deeper. I had done everything prior, but I didn't go quite as deep as far as with the carburetor and checking all this shit out and getting involved. And so I did that. Chris came over. I called him. He came over for a minute, and we were kind of looking at it and bullshitting. Now what am I dropping? Every time I slide by here, it's got to be a socket. It is. So, and he has this little wire that he uses faithfully on all the carburetors because he does a lot of small engine stuff. A lot. I mean, in the spring and the summer and the fall, you can see 15, 20, lawn tractors, lawn mowers, weed whackers, whatever it is. His yard is loaded with them. And he's been doing that since we've been here. That's actually how we found the house. But anyhow, he stuck his little magic wire up in there to check, and he said, that looks okay. Doesn't want to run. So I told him, listen, instead of him staying here while I take a half an hour to take all this apart, why don't you go, because it's costing him money to be here, because he's got a lot to do over there. And I will pay him. I told him, keep track of your time, Chris. But at that point, I sent him back home and took it all apart, and then I just went through it myself. Now if I have a problem with it, I can tell him what I had done and let him worry about it. Or I'll just tell him, there, take it. I'll drop it down off the table and put it on the in the bucket of the tractor and drive it over there. But anyway, I haven't tried starting it yet. I just want to make sure I get everything back together before I do that. And that's kind of where we're at. And in here. Now, these bolts really don't need to be in here, to be honest with you, because these also go through this. This has an inner plate on it with threaded holes. So these thread right into this. But anyhow, I decided, let me drill the holes. This way I can do what I gotta do. Alright, let's go back over here. Let's see what it's gonna do. Let me open the door. It's another nice day out there. I could probably turn the TV off. Okay, got the gases on. Choke seems to be working. This stuff all seems to be okay. I want to put the air hose in there though and blow it out just to make sure we have enough shorts. So that I've been around with this thing for I don't know how long. And I did clean all up in there. And I put a plug in and out a couple of times just to make sure that it's working. I put this up the house. I don't use the 110 side. I go right into the 240. Yeah, it was working. These buttons weren't working last time either, so I want to make sure that all this stuff is working. Turn them off. The breakers on the plugs, and there's also breakers here. There's 110 plugs. There's 4 here, there's 4 plugs. But again, we have the surge protectors on the plugs as well. Okay, so I think we might go to try this. Yeah, it's not bad anyway. That seems to be somewhat put together. Oh, that's back on. I don't think it's this thing popping without having this in place. Okay, we do have. Okay, we do have the other thing is these small engines you're watching. Put them on without having the filter on it. It is sucking in air, so. I should have put the new one in there. What do you think about it? I don't know. I think I got it now. You know, the last couple of years, like when I put the split units in, you know, I was not a problem. I was moving along with it. But what was that, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago? I noticed that I was getting a little clumsy, if that's what you want to call it. And it went in, everything was fine, but it just took me a little bit longer than normal. And I notice now that I have the knowledge, but it's hard to get it done. You know what I mean? That type of thing. I mean, it's not that I can't. It just takes a little bit longer for me to do it. And that kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Because I'm used to being active. You know, and now the weight has really nothing to do with that. But I know I'm overweight. However, I did drop some weight without even trying. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, let me turn the heat off. Let me open that door. All right, put it off. Alright, stay up on that. Now I get out of here. It's a lot of before I'm going to kill him, too much. Then I'll just burn out the gas line. Come on. Almost, almost. Alright, now we go back in there. Now let me see if I have another filter here for it, just so I know. Because I'm going to put an order in. That's not for, oh, I think I do. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. So I do have a filter there. I forgot what this filter was for. I think that's an upgrade. I don't know. This is a filter for the tractor. Okay, I need another oil filter, and I gotta order a couple of plugs because again, I don't know if that Y plug is gonna be the same. I don't like doing things unless I know I have some type of a reference on it, you know, a cross reference of some sort. Okay, let's put you here. This is off. This is fine. I gotta find my little battery cover. My battery cover. Let's put this down. I wonder if I should. Nah, I'm not gonna bother. This should be okay. I have to build the new shed for this thing or home. I put one together real quick with some old wood I have hanging around. It works, but it looks like shit, you know. So I wanted to pick up a piece of maybe 1/8" steel and just tack one together real quick and not have to worry about it. So that's what I'm thinking anyway. But for now, let's see what we can do. We gotta get this up. So, oh, you know what I also found out? Remember the other day when I was trying to put this up there? I was having a problem because the voltage, it just seemed to be running real slow. Well, you know what it is? I'm almost positive. The wire in here isn't heavy enough. And that's the problem, because if I can't get the amps and the volts, see the 12 volts is going to make it through. The amps, and if I can't get the amps through there, and because it is a coil cord, it's like 4 times the length of what it actually is, and that's the problem. So I think what I'm going to do is just put some good 8 or 10 gauge up there, and I'll use a bungee cord to take it in and out. So that's what the plan is. Now going down, this should be pretty easy.